Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 110 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. So if you want to do something new, you often don't because you think you might fail. What if you knew how to become really good at something? What if you knew that there was a process to figuring it all out and that you could become really good? Would you try something then? And would you finally do that thing you really want to do but have been scared to do, but know that you would probably be really good at it? So the answer is yes, then today's podcast is for you. We're going to talk about becoming really good at the thing you do. So in our climb to try anything new, big or small, we often come across this thought that stops us. What if I'm never going to get this? Is this really going to work? I'm not good at this. And when that happens, we feel uncertain and we stop. And we give up on the training, we give up on the work, the prep, and the course of action that we had committed to, and we stop. When we stop, we end up not seeing the results we want, and then we slide back into the way things were. We slide into our norms of how we always went through life, or we've been going through life, and it is the same. It is the same jobs, the same relationships, and the same ways of doing things in ways that might not be what excites us, what inspires us, what motivates us, or what leaves us with a sense of energy. And when you want to become really good at something, you usually start off at a place where you are either not really good, okay, or pretty good. Either way, you want to be even better, and you have decided that the work you do is important, and you want to become really good at it. Not just good, really good. So how do we do that? What's the secret sauce to becoming really good? So there's no right or wrong way to do it, but there's a way to get started that I teach my clients that works. And the first step is to decide you want to be really good. This is the vision, the goal. You want to be the person who has that result, the results that you desire. And this can apply to personal or professional goals. So for example, if you are considering your personal life, you might desire to be a really good parent or a really good partner. Perhaps you desire to even create a new, really amazing and great relationship that you don't have today. And the problem, however, is that the idea of being exceptional or outstanding can sound exhausting. You're already thinking, how do I get through the day? So the idea of adding more goals to the list feels tiring. And when you're already so tired from the work you're doing in your career and your business, you will think that having an exceptional or outstanding personal life is going to exhaust you even more. You just want this part of your life to be easy, so you do things like drink with friends, eat out all the time, buy things, and take trips to take the edge off the overwhelm. Yet drinking wine, indulging through eating, going shopping, taking trips, they aren't working for you anymore. You want more from life, but you don't want it to be exhausting. And so the really good news here is that it doesn't have to be exhausting. In fact, this is why it changes the way you work and live. I show you exactly how becoming really good will simplify your life and how to do it in a simple way that does not exhaust you. I will show you how to move from exhausted to calm while doing things you've never done before. So we all get exhausted from time to time. We're not always managing our minds well. And when we're not managing our minds, our calendars, our health, things just pile up. And how we simplify, and the way I do this is to have my clients focus on one goal, not to add more things to their plate. The work they do is not as much about seeing how much more they have to get done and then doing all those things really fast. The work they do is about spending time in their life doing what they do differently, how to do less but more. So imagine every experience feeling curated with richness and depth. No detail is too small. So if we're working on your overwhelming schedule, we go through your calendar together. We take what feels unmanageable and big and hairy, and we make it doable, small, and clean. We find solutions to all of the small challenges that are in the way. And when you want to do anything new, that task feels overwhelming, feels enormous. You don't know where to start. So we use my prioritization process to figure out where to start. We think through things with clarity, and we use the time to plan and prepare. We prepare schedules, we prepare decks, we prepare conversations, strategies, decisions, and we reveal what needs to be done next and how you have to change how you think about yourself, the work you do, and your life in the process. Then you execute. This is where things get more interesting. You are inevitably going to face challenges. Immediately, the thought will be, "Ugh, I'm doing it wrong." You'll think you should be better than you are. You will make mistakes. And when failures occur, we review it. Not because you need to feel worse, but because we will get so much better. It will become impossible to fail. That is a theory of mine, the impossibility of failing. It becomes impossible when you mine everything for learning, when you're fixing mistakes, when you slow down so that you don't repeat the same mistakes into the next opportunity. It will still feel uncomfortable because you're used to either giving up at this point or changing your approach completely instead of changing who you are, how you think, how you feel, and behave, and course correct. And this is how you become really good at something. Every time you build these new neural pathways with the same challenges present, you are rewiring your brain to become faster, more accurate at this thing that you're doing. Your decision speed and accuracy increases. Yet building these new neural pathways requires deep work, practice, repetition, fixing mistakes, feedback. This means there needs to be mistakes. There's no more shame for you to carry around mistakes. I want you to release that now. And instead, we focus on learning and awareness. And if you're scared of getting feedback, which is a requirement for change and progress, you're not alone. I remember when I began working in consulting, the feedback was nonstop. I became an expert at performance management. Those were the kinds of work that I did, transformations of organizations and performance management of teams. And I remember after every presentation, deck, and meeting, there was feedback. This was just what we did and how we did it ourselves. But then, because I would be working on performance management engagements, I would model this with my clients where I was giving weekly feedback to clients who were decades older, and it was the best way to become good. And in a way, just do it as a process, not even take it as a personal thing anymore, because I did it so much. I received so much feedback that you either broke down from taking it too personally, which has happened. I will admit that in the beginning it was a little bit hard, right? Or you have to start realizing that you just couldn't take it personally. And that's where you end up. It was a wake-up call if you thought you were perfect, especially if you put yourself in rooms with high caliber thinking and individuals. It's a wake-up call because you realize I'm far from perfect. And not only that, the amazing thing is you realize you have so many places you can still grow. And you are not going to be perfect. You're not going to need to be perfect either. You will do your best with the presentation you've worked through, and you will still miss things. You will attempt to follow your calendar and you'll get sidetracked. You'll want to say yes when you need to say no. You'll want to stop this new habit before you're done, getting it into your body as a embodiment practice in the thing that you now master. You will slip back into old behaviors, and this is all normal. And the reason this doesn't derail you is because this is where coaching comes into play. So coaching allows you to not just receive information from someone else who has done it or taught it or been through this experience at scale. It allows you to receive feedback from someone who is developing you as a person. Individualized coaching to you as a person. That's where you see how you are utilizing what's going on around you and what you are doing specifically to either move you forward or stay where you are. And there's a difference between someone telling you to hit a ball and someone saying that when you hit the ball, I notice that your right hand shifts a little lower and that you do that when you're tired. What do you notice? So when you're being coached like this, it is often very confronting for you to see your blind spots in such a direct way. I often think the difference between having a coach and not having a coach is like having someone in your ear as a race car driver. And I've started watching that F1 show on Netflix. I'm sure if you watch it too, you'll resonate with that analogy. I love watching the show because you get to hear what the strategists are saying to the drivers and the conversations back and forth. And what's in their minds is very apparent. Your coach sees what's on the track and how you're racing compared to others. Your coach is able to help you advance as you are driving and navigating so you can stay focused on what's ahead. You're both making decisions and you collaborate on making an even better decision. It's the 1 + 1 = 3. It keeps you moving and not stopping every 10 seconds so that you can look around and see what's going on and you stop driving. So instead of losing speed, instead of losing momentum and losing time, you gain it with a coach. So becoming really good at driving means you're working on your own skills, but you're also taking in information from someone else that has that perspective, that has that calm, even when you don't have it. So in summary, that first step in deciding you want to be really good at something and that it will actually make your life better and less stressful and exhausting is the most important one to start with. You have to decide where you want to be and why it would actually help you in your life, why it will actually simplify the way you spend your time, your energy, and it will give you more of the things you want and less of the things you don't want. You have to not just think of it as another to-do, but as a way to do things that are so different that it's a philosophy, a lifestyle, a way of living. And then the second step is to simplify it by going small. We break things down so that we can work with each of the smaller pieces and get really fluent in the transitions and the moment-by-moment experiences in your life. So that we tackle what's most important, even if it feels too small to matter. We then think about failure differently by providing feedback in a way that allows you to celebrate what's going well as see how you can build upon that and shift and grow even further, right? To start to do that leapfrogging effect where suddenly the results feel exponential. And then the third part is through coaching, where you will get a perspective outside of your own that challenges you to do things differently and avoid potential pitfalls along the way. Becoming really good is committing to thinking about life as a destination and a process, in that the process is the destination. You will get better and become really good, and you will learn to see all the ups and downs as not something to just get through so you can finally rest, but something to enjoy because you've done it before and you'll do it again, and you know how to do it in a way that's sustainable, calm, and grounded. And becoming really good is a commitment in the long term to something you decide is really important. It isn't a decision you make about something you want to change for just the short term. It's a decision you make that you're willing to keep growing and learning because your spirituality, your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your career are worth it. I love you, my friends. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next time. And if you want to become the person who is engaged with all aspects of their life and is feeling success at all levels, you can reach out at mayemson.com/contact to schedule a consultation. It is the next step to learning more about whether or not coaching is right for you and how to make the best use of coaching for your journey. In our coaching together, we will simplify your life, create more freedom of choice, and learn how to live in the present moment. And if you join my coaching now at the time of listening to this podcast, you'll have access to join on the live teachings and the coaching in May on money, the psychology of money, the spirituality of money. We will be working together on how to take aligned action based on money goals. So we will have a challenge to create money in May based on that methodology. It will be fun. You will think at a higher level than you ever have before around money. And if you want this foundation to be able to take the risk and invest in yourself, your future, and your business so that you can 10x your growth, you will want to join us. And again, if you are listening now, or even if you're listening later, you will still have access to all of this content and all of the past teachings as well. So book a consultation at mayemson.com/consult to apply. A year from now, you'll wish you have started 2 years ago. Have an amazing, amazing week, and I love you. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. It'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.